Okay, okay. So, yeah, there's that fucking. Jesus Christ. How the fuck do you even deal with that? I mean, holy shit. If I just died. Holy shit. It's a cold November day, but winter doesn't officially start in 3 weeks. Way to fucking go, Bonnie, with this fucking happy, upbeat music. Holy shit. Way you fucking throw me for a fucking loop. Congrats, I'm only 40 seconds into the goddamn video. I'm already fucking. Fuck. The weather keeps getting colder. Before you know it, Christmas will be here already. I'm spending the day at Michael's house, and it's been a while since I've been over. School has been hectic for me, and we've only been able to talk at school. There's something personal I've been planning to ask him for a while now. In fact, it's something I've been wanting to ask ever since that day we kissed each other. It's been a long time since that day. But I've already decided that I'm going to say it today. What you gonna say? Hey Michael. So, what's our relationship now? Huh? You know, we don't really seem like friends anymore. I don't know. What do you want us to be? That's... Well, Michael smirks and ruffles my hair a little bit. I can feel my face almost heating up from his sudden touch. He sits next to me on the bed and sighs. Sorry, that was kind of forward, huh? But there's no other way else to put it. I can't help but feel a little worried, though. We can't be openly dating, or, well, I wouldn't feel comfortable being open about it. Yeah. I look down at the ground and I can feel my heart beating through my throat. I close my eyes and decide to just blurt it out. Open or not, though, that wouldn't change our relationship. We like each other, right? So, if that's the case, do you want to be boyfriends? Oh! I take a silent exhale and look back to Michael again, his face expressing contentment. There we go. I was finally able to directly ask the question after beating around the bush for so long. Michael smiles, and his gaze is fixated on me. It makes me shiver just a little bit, but I stay quiet and wait for him to speak up again. Yeah. Oh, they're blushing. That's literally making me smile. Okay. Good. I breathe out a sigh of relief. That was far easier to say once I actually said it. I glance at Michael again, who still seems to be smiling slightly, and I can't help but wonder if he'd already anticipated this. He answered me so calmly. I wonder if he was trying to get me to say it. He probably was, because he's an asshole. Brother, I'm still fucking smiling really big. To be honest, I'm not really sure how the dating thing really interferes with our existing relationship, though. How it interferes. Michael lets out a chuckle and I feel his hand brush against my cheek. Oh, this is so... Before I even have time to process anything, Michael has given me a kiss on the lips. I close my eyes instinctively, but within a couple moments he stopped touching me. I guess it means I can do that to you whenever I feel like it then. Oh my goodness! Something of a smirk shows across Michael's face as he looks at me longingly. I'm not really sure what I'm seeing in his expression, but it's almost like relief. Oh, I can't take a stare any longer, so I look away for a brief moment. I swear to God, I better be fucking recording. I'm gonna be so upset. Oh, thank God I'm recording. I'm so professional at this, you guys. Like, I don't know why I haven't stopped this yet. Oh, look at these two gays. I think I'd like that. I say, then look up at him and smile. Oh my goodness. Let's drop a save. I don't think that's saved. Okay, quick save. Oh my gosh. Not much time has passed, but somehow it feels like it's been forever. School goes by so quickly, and it's already December now. And December, of course, means that it's almost time for Christmas. Oh, please tell me y'all exchange gifts. That's gonna be so cute. Mom has been busy with decorations and cleaning up the house. The phone lines have also been busy with countless family members checking up on our humble household. Dad, however, hasn't called, though I'm not surprised. He usually calls around Christmas Eve, but we don't talk long, of course. I have a feeling it'd be the same as it always is every year. Everything feels like in this pathetic cycle. School, summer, school, breaks in between. Dad calls me a couple times a month. Me and Sky hang out fairly often. Ever since I met Michael, my ordinary and boring life somehow became a little bit more interesting. Though the same things happen, I at least have something to look forward to. It was never like this before. However, recently, I feel that color that Michael gave me is slipping away. He's been absent at school more than usual. Every time I talk to him, I can see he's forcing himself to act like he's alright, but I know he's not. I can feel him fading away, slowly, and I'm worried. Every time I think about him more and more, my stomach gets nauseous. Oh, Emmett, can you hand me that box over there? Ba 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 ba. Suddenly, I've been snapped back into the bright lights of reality. This is kind of creepy ass Christmas music. Clearing my throat, I collect myself and grab a box of Christmas decorations and set it on the floor next to her. In a one-horse open sleigh. It's too early for Christmas. There. As my voice favors, my mom raises an eyebrow, but doesn't seem to pay my attitude any mind. She gets back on the ladder and begins adorning some decorations. So, what about your friend? What was his name? Michael? Yes, of course, Michael. It's been a while since you two were together. Did something happen? I was slightly taken aback by my mother's sudden question, but it's inevitable that she'd ask me sometime. I better not get copyrighted, I swear to God. I'm be pissed. She pays close attention to these things. I'm kinda just shaking my hands along to the music. Oh, nothing happened. He's just been busy. Oh, boy. He's on the basketball team, you know. Is he? It's a shame I never got a chance to meet him. Oh, that's right, he never came over to our house. Well, we can't have him inviting you over all the time. How about he comes over when winter break starts? At least the house will be clean. Okay, sounds good to me. Ah, that's happy. That's happy Emmett. Happy Emmett is a good Emmett. Left me know the way. Ha ha ha. We'll see what happens. For the rest of the evening, I helped Mom decorate the Christmas tree. It was a little early to be putting up. But Mom is always pretty enthused about Christmas. Hey, not me. I'm tired. I work in retail. I get Christmas stuff in summertime. So it's a shame when it gets down to the holidays. We're the only ones celebrating. My dad hardly ever talks to us, and the rest of the family lives too far to come over on these kinds of days. I think a little part of my mom misses being together with the family. Some part of her is a bit lonely inside. Aw, and the Christmas music. It's yet another day at school, and once again I dread even being here. The good thing is that winter break is just around the corner, and I want to ask Michael if he can come over. But frustration lingers over me as I notice that Michael is absent from homeroom again. I've had just about enough of this. Is it another basketball meeting? Or is he just staying home from a so-called cold? I growl a little irritatedly under my breath. Literature soon goes by fast after that, and the bell rings. Everyone in the class simultaneously gets their things together to leave class. As I gather my butts and I leave for my locker, I see someone waiting for me. It's Sky. She probably got out of class a little early and waited for me. I smile a little and wave as I greet her. Hey, Sky. Hey, she doesn't look happy. My smile vanishes a little as I get close up and see Sky looking worried, almost. She tries to force a smile and she begins to speak again. You excited about winter break? Yeah, I guess, though I'm not really going anywhere. I probably mentioned this, but I fucking love her necklace. And now that we've greeted each other, we both start walking down the hallway as we talk. And then again, we're probably going to get a lot of homework. Ugh, don't even mention it. I don't want to think about it. Sky lets out a laugh, but I can see there's something bothering her. We're both silent for a moment until I speak again. Sky, is something wrong? You seem really upset today. Oh, me? Sky sighs as she realizes I already know there's something wrong. I could say the same for yourself. You've been looking a little down recently. Oh, well, I'm taken aback by what Sky says. She's right, I haven't been in the best of moods lately. But trying to explain it to her is a little bit difficult. I guess I have been a little off. But what about you, Sky? You seem a little down. Well, I'm just a bit tired today. Anyway, I was mostly just worried about you. Well, if you ever want to talk about anything, I'm all ears. Thanks. Gotta go. See ya. Sky parts down another hallway, leaving me walking to my next class by myself. I wondered if something was bothering Sky or if she was just worried about me. I don't want to lie to her, but at the same time I don't want to worry her. It's not such a huge deal anyway. Sighing, I finally make my way to my classroom and try to brush the thoughts away. I don't know what to do yet. And right now, it's better to just leave things as they are. For now, at least. I wanted a dialogue choice. Phew! Finally, the day is over. I sigh in relief as I begin walking down the hallway, ready to go home. I feel worn out from the usual day at school, but maybe even more tired for reasons that aren't related to classwork. More like Michael, to be specific. As I now reach the inner courtyard of the school, I finally remember telling Michael last week Friday to call me, and he didn't. Not to mention, he's hardly here at school anymore, too. I let out a sigh and slow down my pace. I don't want to seem like I'm too into his personal life, but I kinda have a right to be a little bit concerned as to why he's practically withdrawing himself. Is he trying to avoid somebody at school? Could this be something serious? What's really going on? That's all I really want to know. As I continue walking to the sidewalk, I suddenly hear a familiar voice up ahead in a group, and my walking comes to a stop. The voice sounds way too familiar to pass up, and I furrow my brows together while trying to comprehend it. That can't be. He's smoking. It's Michael. That's him. Right? But he's with some other people I don't even recognize. Wasn't he absent today too? Yeah, he kinda was. Why the fuck are you questioning it, Emmett? That's strange. So he's not sick then. Apparently not. What should I do? I don't know the guy he's talking to. It would be kinda rude to interrupt them. I continue to stand off to the side of the sidewalk, watching Michael and his group, desperately wondering what to do. Suddenly, I realize the group is beginning to disperse now, and panic at the sight of Michael alone, just about to turn around. At first he seems to be overlooking my presence, gazing up at the sky or maybe not much in particular. But then he notices me. He blinked several times and looks a little perplexed. I start to wonder if he's going to say anything, but he forces a slight smile and waves. Michael? I call out, and before I know it, I'm already within a talking range. Hey. What's going on? Don't what's going on me. You weren't at school for the whole day today. Why are you over here in the first place? Michael's mouth hangs slightly ajar at my blunt greeting to him, and sighs. Well, you caught me red-handed. Unfortunately for you, there's no reward for that. Wow, he's still a snarky asshole. Sorry. My blood starts to boil a little because he's not giving himself an explanation, and to top it all off, he's joking about it. I have a good reason to be irritated. He's been withdrawing himself from school and then coming back after school to hang out with some shady-looking kids. Fuck those shady-looking kids. There's gotta be something up, but he's refusing to tell me. Michael glances back at me and winces. He can probably see the expression on my face. He can see right through me. What? Can I walk around wherever I please? I live around here. Michael, I know where you live. You don't live that close to the school. Michael heaves a sigh of irritation and starts to turn around, like he's going to walk in the other direction. Fine then, I'll go back home. Happy now? Michael! Why is he being so ridiculous? I've never seen him with this kind of attitude before. On an impulse, I grabbed the sleeve of his shirt with enough force to make him turn around to face me. I immediately let go when I see his face looking more annoyed than before. That's a scary face. Don't you think you're getting too attached to me? Oh no, don't do this. Don't break my heart with this fucking attached. Is it too much for me to actually worry about you? Does it bother you that I actually care about what you're doing? Yeah, it does. You're acting like I'm selling drugs or something like that. I just don't feel like coming to school sometimes. No, not the sad music. Would it hurt to keep in contact with me, Michael? You could at least answer my texts. Oh, no, please don't. Sorry. We both stand there in silence for a moment, melting into the background of kids and cars passing by. As the seconds pass, The sound subsides just for a bit, and I heave a sigh. Can I come over? I don't know. No, don't do this to me. No. Yes. Michael seems firm with rejection at first, but then he seems to give up. Or at least it looks like that. Without speaking to each other, we turn down the street and start walking. I don't open my mouth for a while. In fact, I hang my head in the opposite direction. I'm kind of ashamed. For some reason, maybe I went too far. What is with the sad music? Maybe he's right. Maybe I am too attached to him. We head down another street, still silent and losing each other's pace. I've kinda long stopped caring about being beside him. Some part of me just wants to disconnect altogether, and I doubt he'd really notice. Before I know it, we've already made it to his house. I hear the jingle of Michael's keys as they come closer to the door. The landscape in the yard hasn't changed one bit. I'm sorry, I feel like I'm thank God the sad music is over. The door opens, and Michael walks in. Strangely, I remembered the last time coming here, Michael had said come in. And here we are with the fucking film reel. He just walked in like he was going home himself. Something about this whole scene is eerie. We walk through the living room, up the stairs, straight to his room. I crinkle my nose as we come to the door. There's a peculiar smell up here. The longer I wait in the silence, the more suffocating it starts getting. His room feels different. As I look around the room, it looks much different from before. A little messier, actually, and a little darker. The smell is much stronger in here, too. It smells like smoke, except different. Maybe a chemical? Rotting food or something? I've never smelled anything like this before. I cover my nose and furrow an eyebrow. I'm about to open my mouth, but Michael turns to me and speaks. It's pot. Huh? I haven't been coming to school because I've been smoking pot. Michael turns to me with a blank face, blinks, and continues staring at me for some kind of response. It's still taking me a long time to process that information. Pot. As in marijuana. Out of the thoughts I would have expected out of Michael, I can't believe being a pothead is one of them. I can. Things sure have escalated quickly. So the smell in the room, is that it? Yeah. Don't your parents ask you about it? They don't really care, and they're not my real parents. Not your real parents? I utter without thinking first, but look away from him almost shamefully when I realize it. I never even gave his family life that much thought. In fact, I never really pressed to ask. Oh, yeah, well. Michael scratches the back of his neck casually, then continues. I've been in foster care for about 10 years now. Sorry I never told you. I guess it's just not something I talk about. That's besides the point, though. What I'm trying to say is that they never really cared, or they're never really there. It's just like they've been for the past 2 years anyway. They're not mean or anything, but foster parents are usually just apathetic. And I don't mind it like that. I get to do what I want with no interference. It's just not how foster care is, I guess. Oh. I feel kinda terrible. There's so much I learned about Michael in practically a minute. Foster care? That never once came to my mind, and I'm dating him. As much as I feel guilty, there's not much I can do about it. I try to focus on something else, and my mind traces back to the thought of his new hobby. Marijuana. When did he start it? How did it happen? And why, in the first place? I want to ask so many questions, but I feel like my head is going to explode with either anger or frustration. We stand in silence for a bit until I decide to break it. So, this is why you've been skipping school? I guess you can say that. I was kind of doing other things for the past week besides this. But I mean, I'm not gonna lie and say that pot wasn't the main reason. Do you have a moral thing against drugs? I never really thought about it. I look at the ground for a moment, and when I look up at Michael's opening his bedroom window. He continues the conversation with his back faced to me. I can understand if you do. There was a point in my life when I did too. While Michael pauses to look out of the window, I get tired of standing in place, so I quietly take a seat on my bed to listen to him. Our backs are faced towards each other. There's a lot you don't know about me, Emmett. I'm just not really worthy of your time. I let out an inaudible sigh after Michael says that in a faint voice. I've heard him say this line a couple of times. Maybe not the same thing, but I definitely heard something that resembles it. Well, finding out he smokes weed is, well, surprising, and it definitely isn't a good thing. But I don't really think that the problem should be that serious, as I think he's trying dramatically to make it. I don't really like the idea of you smoking weed, Michael. It's your body, if you really want to do it. It doesn't mean you're unworthy of my time, but it does mean you're an idiot. A smile, finally. There's a pause, and I can hear a light chuckle from Michael. He doesn't say anything, allows me to continue. To be honest, there's a lot you don't know about me, too. I'm kind of boring, though, but I mean, like... With a furrowed brow, I turn to Michael, who's been looking at me the whole time. I tense up a bit at first, but continue. When you think about it, we don't really know each other all that well. I think maybe that goes for a whole lot of people you share any kind of relationship with. By now, I'm just rambling on, probably trying to get the previous conversation away from my head. I'm not even sure what the point I'm trying to make, but I start thinking about it more in detail. It's kinda true. Like how I know so many things about Sky and her life, but I've always felt like I could never know her true feelings. There's more to her than her exterior. And that goes the same for everyone else, I know. Maybe it's time I stop being frustrated with the fact I don't understand Michael, admit I don't understand him, and try to understand him. I think that's the conclusion I come up with. Yeah, there's so much I don't know about you. But I don't mind that. I guess. So yeah. Huh? I shift my gaze for a bit because Michael's stare when he's fixed on me is pretty intimidating. I feel a little embarrassed now because I'm pretty sure he doesn't know what I'm even trying to say. I mean, even I don't know what I'm trying to say. You really are something. Michael looks a little shocked by my response and almost immediately lets out a laugh. I shrug flusteredly, not knowing what else to say. But you really don't want to know about me. I can hear him say almost faintly, but quickly reduces it to a mumble and gets up from the bed. There's not much to me, I guess. When you get down to it, it's like, what more can I say? He pauses and his finger strokes his chin as if in thought. I stare at him for a moment and don't say anything. I guess I wasn't exactly going to outwardly ask about himself, but more of a matter of finding out about him over time. I glance at Michael, who still looks deep in concentration, and notice how close he is to me now that he's up from the bed. I smirk, and out of spite slowly wrap my hand over his to intertwine them. Michael looks mildly confused about tonight, but he doesn't say a word. There are other ways for me to get to know you. Our fingers loosen up a bit, so I free my hand and make my way to his hips. They're the only part that's pretty much on eye level. He opens his mouth slightly agape in hesitation, but doesn't say anything. His eyes dart away from me for a moment, but then he bends down and plants a kiss on my lips. Took you long enough. If you wanted a kiss, you could have just asked. Come on, I'm not all that needy. Michael chuckles almost wickedly in response, and I notice his hands are firmly rooted on the bed, pinning my sides. Oh, yes you are. I blink and wonder if that rings some sort of truth, even if he's just joking. I am kind of clingy, aren't I? Michael kisses me once more and then moves to kiss me on my neck. Hey. My breathing is getting heavier, especially as he's starting to roll up my shirt. Oh jeez. Oh jeez. This is not appropriate, kids. Close your eyes. One hand is pulling it up, and the other stroking my skin. I guess we've kind of reached a whole new level. Suddenly, Michael pauses and his hands freeze. I look up at him for a moment, and we stare at each other. My back kind of hurts. I gaze at Michael like a deer in the headlights, and I'm sorry, I know recording just did not capture that moment. It kind of skipped over it. I gaze at Michael like a deer in the headlights as the silence between us breaks. He's blushing a bit, but I can hear a hint of irritation in his voice for a second. He gets up and stretches. Oh, shit, I forgot you were bending down. Well, I pulled a muscle a couple of days ago doing stretches, so it still kinda hurts. Oh, okay. I trail off, not knowing what else to say. I wonder if he just tried to get out of that situation and use that as an excuse. I guess even Michael can get a little nervous about this kind of stuff, huh? I notice Michael move to sit down on the bed and props the pillow behind his back. For a while, I don't know what to do. In the end, I just forget about going further unless Michael says something otherwise. Michael, do you mind if I lay on you? Michael mumbles something of a yes in response, so I lay down on the bed next to Michael. I move closer to him, rest my head on his chest, and soon we're both looking at the bare white ceiling. Oh, he seems so focused, like he's looking right through it and beyond. I keep trying to look too, but all I see is a blank ceiling. What are you thinking about? I manage to say in the silence, and Michael turns to me slightly and shrugs. Well, who knows? He says it with a whisper, and almost in a way where I feel like he's not really talking to me, or maybe at me. Sometimes I can never figure out what's inside his head, and it kills me. Does he not want to do this kind of thing right now? I remember we used to be open about kissing when we were alone, but I can tell something is very different right now. The whole day has kind of been something interesting, but I don't know. Maybe I just want to feel like everything is normal again. Suddenly, My neck is starting to ache, so I try to get back up and reposition myself. In the brief moment of moving, I catch a glimpse of something. I notice I accidentally pulled up his shirt, so I try to pull it down, but... oh no. I blink at my eyes and realize that Michael seems to have some... scars. Jesus Christ, that scared the shit out of me! Before I get a better look at them, Michael pulls the shirt down himself. I'm still sitting up there, and there's a silence between us for a bit. Michael, were those scars? Michael seems to look away and ignores me Ignores me at first, but I know he's listening. No. Maybe it was just a trick of the eye, but I really could have sworn I saw something red and deep. I move my hand towards his side again and manage to feel something on his skin, but Michael practically snaps my hand away. Jesus, that's mad. I furrow my eyebrows together and clench my teeth. He's still not looking at me, and I know he's hiding something. I just felt something there. I felt the scratches. Did you get in a fight or something? A fight is the only thing I can think of. But then again, why would his sides and back lip scratch like that? I try to picture it, but I can't think of anything. And Michael isn't giving any answers. Michael, what happened to your skin? I keep feeling like I'm on repeat. I'm just saying the same things to a brick wall. What's worse is that there's just one bad thing after another. He's been missing a lot of school, he smokes weed, and now there's strange scratches on his skin. Michael, you seriously got some explaining to do. What's going on with you? I pause and wait for a reply while Michael sits up from the bed and looks out the window briefly. He looks in my direction, but he doesn't really look me in the eyes. There's something I haven't told you. Michael seems a little tense, but it's like he's trying to stay as calm as possible. And I'm going to end this episode here, because it's been running on for so long. In the next episode, we'll find out what Michael's going to say to us. So, until then, have fun, be safe, and enjoy yourself. Bye!